Adolf Galland was born in Westerholt, Westphalia, Germany, on March 29, 1912. As a youth, Adolf began his love of flying in gliders, as Germany was forbidden, under the Treaty of Versailles, to have an air force. He applied for a position with the German Commercial Flying School. Of 4,000 candidates he was one of 18 that was finally selected for flight training. In 1933 he was offered a position with the Luftwaffe. Galland first flew Messerschmitt Bf 109s during the Battle of France and the Battle of Britain. He had a tally of 57 victories by the end of 1940. Galland claimed his first aerial victory, over two Royal Air Force Hawker Hurricanes, whilst they were escorting Bristol Blenheim bombers to the Netherlands. It would be during the Battle of Dunkirk that he first encountered the Supermarine Spitfire, for which Galland was highly impressed with both the aircraft and their pilots. After an impressive tally of 96 victories and the death of Werner Mulders, who had been in command of the German fighter force, Galland was promoted in his stead, and stayed in that position until the war ended. His last sortie would be against the U.S. Air Force in 1945. Checking that his 104th aerial victory was actually going to crash, he was hit by James Finnegan, a U.S. Air Force pilot, in a P-47 Thunderbolt, leaving Galland to struggle to get his aircraft back to his base. Between 1948 and 1955 Galland spent time in Argentina training the Argentine Air Force. During the 70s and 80s, Galland travelled between the UK and USA, attending functions and meeting up with other fighter pilots from the war. One such man was Robert Stanford Tuck, an ace in the RAF, and who Galland befriended until his death in 1987. Adolf felt his loss deeply. Adolf Galland was taken ill in February 1996. Hospitalized, he insisted on being in his own home to die and was discharged. On February 9, 1996, in the early hours of the morning, with his wife, son, and daughter present, Adolf Galland passed away. He was buried at St. Laurentius Church, in Remagen, Germany.